This is Hannibal here with a daily wrestling news update. There's some updates on Vince McMahon, who filed, of course, a response to the Janelle Grant allegations. His response had some very interesting information in it. We've already covered that. Apparently, he's also hired a public relations specialist to help try and clean up his image. Of course, most of the major media has stopped covering this Janelle Grant lawsuit by this time. Of course, part of this response is to try and get the lawsuit put into arbitration rather than the courts. Arbitration rulings can still come out. I had an arbitration ruling that I won come out. Apparently, Johnny Ace has until May 15th to file his response. That one should be fairly juicy and interesting because, of course, he's named in the Grant lawsuit. WWE is named too. They will also respond by May 15th. However, you can probably expect a very basic response there. Tony Khan is going after WWE much harder these days than they're going after them. They seem to have more like I don't know what the proper term is, but like more offhanded insults than Tony Khan. Tony Khan's are more direct, which kind of makes him look like he takes this quote unquote feud more personally. Which of course WWE has a lot of momentum now. AEW momentum is very little. Their last pay-per-view did lower expectations than even Dave Meltzer thought. Of course, Dave Meltzer is a big supporter of AEW, but even Meltzer now, listen to Wrestling Observer Radio today, mentioned that their momentum is not very good at this moment. And he doesn't think Tony Khan should be doing all these media appearances himself. He thinks he should have some of the wrestlers, especially the champions, like I have no issues with Samoa Joe. I actually like him as a wrestler, but like he had a very forgettable championship run. And this new champion, what I can't even remember the name right now, is not exactly a household name champion. So it's like when you do media appearances, you should probably bring this guy with you to try and like get him some exposure. Attendance is down. TV ratings are down compared to what they used to be, but they're still decent for ratings. They'll probably be looking for a 5-year deal off of their next TV deal. They're still in an area where they can only negotiate with the company they're with now. I think it's Warner Brothers, Time Warner. But that's going to expire soon, and they'll be able to talk with more companies. They did lose 2 streaming deals recently. As for Drew McIntyre, who The Rock announced re-signed, apparently WWE, and this is according to Wrestling Observer Radio, WWE is trying to sign everyone for 5-year deals right now due to AEW still offering huge money for wrestlers. They want to try and lock people down. Drew only signed a 3-year deal. Apparently, he's likely, not including Brock Lesnar, he's probably likely the 4th highest paid wrestler right now under Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins. It's estimated he's getting $3 to $4 million a year. So it's a pretty great time to be a free agent at this point. Hello, Mike. No, Drew, as I just said, he re-signed apparently $3 to $4 million a year for a 3-year deal. Tony Khan, I don't know. I like him. I think he's a really great guy, and all these wrestlers are making huge money. I just did a 3-hour shoot interview with Rick Bassman, almost 3 hours last night, and we were just talking, one of the subjects that was coming up in that interview, which should be posted later today, is just like when he was running UPW and when I was young and like had a buzz about me in pro wrestling, there was only WWE where you could make money, and WCW and ECW had went out of business, so it was a lot harder to get people signed. Today, AEW's signing everyone, WWE's signing everyone. Then to a lesser extent, you have TNA. To a lesser extent, you have MLW and NWA. Plus there's companies like New Japan and WoW out there. So it's a great time to be a wrestler, which is one of the reasons why I'm getting back into wrestling. Just been dealing with an injury the past few years, but June 29th, I will be returning to the ring. It is Paul Roma's 65th birthday today. Happy birthday to the WWE and WCW legend. He will be appearing on this June 29th event in Napanee, Ontario, with Mario Mancini, Angel Medina, and Rene Dupree, among others. Ace says Tony Khan needs to get off screen. Orange Cassidy and his friends needs to be fired. That gimmick has had its day. That gimmick, I never liked the gimmick. I respect him kayfabing, but you're correct that that gimmick has definitely had its day. I don't expect him to be fired though. They really like him. There's a lot I don't like in AEW, but there's definitely some wrestlers I do like, which I've named a ton of times on here. Yes, Tony Khan is a true wrestling fan. Power and Glory were awesome. Yes. And by the way, Rick Bassman talked about the origins of his heat with John Cena and that. Just went into great detail. He's battling brain cancer right now, so he kind of went on the record about everybody he's dealt with in this interview. And it will be posted later today on this channel, the Hannibal TV, as well as Rick Bassman's channel. So wish everybody a great day. That's the news for now.